Hey everybody, glad to have you here. Today we're going to do a quick battle that I just recently played against Hawk Vince, Empire versus Greenskins matchup. This is pretty common these days. A lot of people are enjoying playing Greenskins. Um, I'll just preface this with saying this is not the army I built this army to defeat. I was more thinking about Ninja Huns. When I made this, I was more thinking about Ninja Hun's rush army with the spider as the main component. So I had these three kind of armor-piercing units here to help, shut that down before he can do anything. But he did not. We'll take a look at his army. I kind of like his army. He has two squig herd on this side. He's got a main line of biggins and black orcs. I think he's got 1, 2, 3, 4 biggins and 2 black orcs. Supporting that are some of these nasty skulkers here, one on each side. He's also got a goblin unit back here. And then he's got the rusty heirs, which I think are a great choice. And they end up doing a lot of damage to some of my units before I even notice that they're there, really. He's got 2 goblin big bosses, of course, with healing potions. He's got the orc war boss here on his boar with a healing potion. And then he's got this night goblin shaman to buff up all his troops. I actually have not been bringing black orcs lately, but they are extremely potent, and you'll be able to see that throughout the battle here. So I've set up in this kind of strange staggered formation to give my handgunners room to shoot if he hadn't brought the spider. So I have 2 spearmen here on each side. I have a main line of 3 swordsmen supported by 1 Sterling's Revenge with this little gap in my line that they can shoot through. You don't get to see these guys often, so I always thought it was fun to bring them. They all look very much alike. They are hidden, so you can't see it. I have 2 Empire Captains on foot, both with the plus 100% charge resistance aura that they can give off. It makes them a lot more expensive, but I figured with the charge of like the spider that I was planning on counteracting, it'd be helpful to stop that. I've got a handgunner back here, each supported by a demigryph. I was assuming that he would maybe spawn spiders back here, and my demigryphs would be able to kill them quickly. I've got my general here up in the air on a griffin. It's just an Empire general. So he's safe from any death squad that they have rolling around. And then yeah, I've got a light wizard with a ability recharge scroll, and just net of Ammontok. My nets this game are not very good. I don't know why, I just wasn't able to click them at all. And I also have this great cannon that is going to open fire here on these black orcs. I do not think my great cannon actually pays for itself in this battle. It just keeps missing. Maybe they debuffed it in the latest patch, but they do not seem to be anywhere near as useful against armored infantry as they used to be. But maybe that was just in the latest balance patch. Anyways, we're going to get started here. I deployed as far back to give my cannon as much time to shoot as possible. And so you're going to see his squig herd come down this way. I'm going to mobilize 1 spearman and a demigryph to go try and deal with them as they come around. As long as I can keep this guy alive, I think my men will hold. Or at least that was my idea. Especially with the leadership art. I don't know if they stack between leaders, but he's gonna have to take out a lot of heroes from this kind of main token line to break. And he's gonna have to try and deal with these handgunners as because if he comes in here and gets caught on some of my units, my handgunners are gonna have free range over all of his units, and so it's not gonna be good. We'll see how he tries to deal with it. I've got my little hidden Sterling's Revenge here. It must be pretty obvious that they're here, just because of this gap, but who knows? Potentially he doesn't. You can see him just slowly approaching, waiting for his squigs on the side. You've seen this black orc? It's just not taking any damage. Or a little bit now, but not worth the 800 that this cannon costs. That's 2 extra swordsmen. I could have had a much stronger front line here. And so these guys are just going to open fire as soon as possible on these orc boy biggins. And then I'm going to hold fire and make sure these guys target these black orcs here. And then these Stirland's Wrens are going to be shooting this black orc. Decent damage here now. They'd have to kill 3/4 of a black orc for it to be useful. So you can see my first open fire. A little bit of a hill. Probably protects him a bit, but... We're going to see these guys open fire too. So really that black orc is not happy. And we're going to see these guys coming around over here. I'm going to net right here to get a charge in. I think those guys are going to get netted too. Here you can see they blob up on my spearmen. That's okay. These are throwaway units. I'm gonna blob these troops in here too, just to try and slow them down. He's going to be moving in here with his squigs. You can see this perfect shot right here into these black orcs. And they are just going to get punished for getting caught in that net. Debuffs here coming down on all my people. I'm going to move my general over here to try and help this fight. And I have one general over here that's going to help here. And you're going to see my main line crack pretty fast because of this like hero blob he's got here. And I don't notice that he's shooting my Stirland's Revenge here with the Rusty Airs, and they destroy him. You can see I moved both my Demigriffs over here to deal with the squigs. That might not have been the best move, but I really needed to protect my handgunners that I invested so much money in. Not as good of a shot here. I don't think most of my guys are shooting. Maybe could have done a better job lining that up. But here you can see my main like body kind of cracks. My Stirland's Revenge are out. And it's not looking good. He pops his ability here and his nasty skulkers. Not going to affect him that much. And you can see here this blob, still perfect for this. I just have 2 heroes in there, so my handgunners can fire away as they want. My cannon here, I think I'll target this Rusty Airs once I see it soon. You can see these spearmen, these goblin spearmen, great use of this unit going to catch these guys. I'm going to move my halberds here to try and deal with the spider riders. But the black orcs are going to end up doing a number on them, as well as the Rusty Airs. I'm going to finally move these demigriffs up. I move my spearmen back into the fight. Again, this side expected to lose here, but it's holding out as long as it can. You're going to see my demigriffs charge in here, try and just get through. I was trying to counter these orc boy biggins, but they routed as I charged in. My cannon obstructed, see, not being of any use really. My handgunner's trying to fire. You can see my demigriffs routing. See, that's a good shot, a good volley right there into those black orcs. I'm finally going to get into these Rusty Airs here with my halberds. And you can just see how annoying these goblins are. Stopping this unit that's twice as expensive as it from firing and almost winning in combat. It's pretty brutal. I'm going to pop another net here. It's not going to do much, I don't think, but we're going to finally rout the Rusty Airs. I'm going to be opening fire here into this flank with these guys. But I don't see these nasty skulkers coming in, and then these orc boy biggins, and they're going to sandwich and destroy this handgunner here. This Goblin Bugos chasing off my guys. You can see here I got really worried about my general and just popped the Potion of Toughness, and look at that. Oh, he's going up, he's going up. Oh, he's going back down, he's almost routing. Oh, he's going back up. And then here you can see the Goblin Big Boss is going to route. And that's going to save him and allow that to kind of play out to my favor. I'm going to charge my leader over here to try and just hold this together for a little bit longer. We're going to keep fighting here. My captain here is going to route these goblins to allow my handgunners to fire again, and then they're going to move over this way. My Stirland's Revenge here is fighting at this Goblin Big Boss. Here you can see my handgunners routed. And he's trying to pull these biggins out of this combat. That's a great move because these are not worth their time. You really want these biggins on my demigriff halberds or on my leader would be the best place to have them. You can see they catch what they want right here. I'm going to pull these halberds out, knowing this is a bad fight, and try and deal with this big boss. My cannon here is going to start opening fire over here. My Sterling's Revenge came back, and I'm going to move it over here to try and deal with these nasty skulkers. But I'm not going to micro it very well. But you can see this is starting to look better for me. The balance bar is still slightly in his favor, but I think that's just because he has more heroes. Here you can see I mismicro my Empire Captain, and he's just sitting here useless as my general almost like is dying right here. So I'm going to send him back in, and I'm going to run. Okay, run like hell. I think I'd break if my general died. My handgunner's still doing a good job firing in. My captain finally routes this blob here. My Sterling's Revenge are going to fire into these nasty skulkers. I'm actually going to send my leader here after these rusty airs. I'm hoping that he can't mobilize these biggins against me again. Here you can see me using my captain to, again, hold up a large amount of units with just one unit. And he's going to pop his healing potion. I already used it on this guy. And so they're going to hold this down while I try and kite with my handgunners, but I'm not paying enough attention. But you can see my general did a great job of routing these units here. And there, the orc war boss on the boar is going to rout, and that's going to kind of spell the end of the orcs here. My demigriff halberds come back, and I'm going to send my general after this leader to try and finish him off. But we only have 10 seconds left. He's going to admit defeat a little early, but I think I do have the solid lead here. I got 2 full strength heroes. Yeah. Yeah, see, these guys really paid for themselves. 88, 102, and they were mostly firing at biggins and black orcs. So that's a lot of money that they killed, essentially. These Sterling's Revenge, they got targeted real quick by these rusty airs, and I should have seen that maybe if I had sent my leader there initially. It would have been way better. I would have been able to save these to shoot more into the biggin flank in the battle in the middle, and maybe that might have turned it to my favor, the battle that was going on in the middle. This great cannon, 33 kills. It was nice that it forced him to come towards me, but this was really a pick against that Ragnarok Spider. And since he didn't bring that Ragnarok Spider, this did not really perform. It didn't get its anti-large bonus. It didn't really perform what I was hoping. These swordsmen, I wasn't really expecting them to get very many kills here, especially against that main hero blob that he used to crush my middle. So they were really there just to hold, to allow my handgunners to do a lot of the killing. 87 here on this demigriff, that's pretty normal. They do perform pretty well. I mismicroed this one and really put this one into a battle with biggins, which this halberd will really not enjoy. A good decent amount of kills here on these spearmen. 41, 50, even 19 is worthwhile really on a spearman because they're so cheap. And you saw how long they held those flanks together. Light Wizard did his job. I didn't really use him well enough for him to. The black orcs on the left that allowed my handgunners to just shoot in and my general to get a clean charge. That was pretty good. So potentially paid off. General of the Empire, 54 kills. Captains, 49, 38. So yeah, just generally kills kind of spread across everywhere. 750 for the Sterling's Revenge. I probably wouldn't buy it again. But again, that was just primarily to deal with the Ragnarok Spider that I really assumed was coming. And I figured I wouldn't have to support these guys with a Demigriff Knight with Halberd because they would be able to, with their melee skill, be able to deal with the small spawn of spiders by themselves. Whereas these Halberds would need to be supporting these handgunners. Over here, surprisingly, not very many kills here on the heroes. Considering they are up most of the game against swordsmen. 140 kills on this Nazi Skulker. That is incredible. What was he hitting? Oh boy. 109 on this big one, great. 54, 54. All these big ones performed really well. One of the Black Orcs did okay. The Restiers, I think, paid for themselves just by eliminating the Sterling's Revenge. They're a little bit cheaper than the Sterling's Revenge, so even if they just did that, they would still pay for themselves. I might have brought these out to the flank. Tried to get these into the Demigryph Knight with halberds as they attack the squigs. I think that would have been the best option for them. But definitely a great choice. I always bring these against the Empire with a unit of squigs so they can try and deal with these Demigryph Knights. Great kills here on this Goblin. Like I said, tied up that unit that was twice as expensive as it. So yeah, really good game to my opponent. I think it was a close one. I think if he had managed to get into these guys quicker, managed to potentially win the flanks, or not blob up so much on my swordsman and my spearmen, the game might have gone the other way. Anyways, that's that.